Hey tubers, it's a pretty nice spring day here in March. Thought we'd do a couple things outside. Got the farmall right here, and we take the Christmas lights off from it, and since we don't really need Christmas lights on the tractor anymore, since it's the end of March and April's coming, spring is here, I'm gonna take the lights off from it and see if it won't start. It got pretty cold last night. I don't even know if I can crank it over, but I'm gonna get the lights off and get them boxed back up, and I'll check back with you and see if the old girl will start up. Well, we're not gonna try to start it. I tried rolling the motor over, and it don't want to roll over. It's got a spot that's a little stiff, and the last time I forced it around after it had been cold, I sheared off the oil pump drive shaft. So I'm going to guess that that's froze up a little bit, and we're not gonna crank it over because I don't want to shear that off again. That cost me 60 bucks for a new one. So we'll just wait till it's a little bit nicer. But I did get the lights off from it, and we do have other things I want to get done. I'd like to see if the Ford will start, take the plow off from it, and get the bucket on it. So I guess we'll see if that'll start. I got the key. Well, this hasn't been started since the last big snowfall. Well, it probably won't start. I'm going to have to put the camera down so I can work the choke. Well, that starts pretty good. So, I'll drive this out by the barn there, where I keep the plow, and I'll get back with you. Well, I can't really get over there where I want to put the plow. I usually keep it where those blocks are. I'm probably going to move it a little bit more to the right. I got to move some of that junk out of the way. There's a big pile of hard snow in the way, so I can't get the plow over there. So I'm going to put it here in front of this bay, since there's nothing in that bay that needs to come out, and get the plow off. I'll see if I can get over there, get the bucket hooked on. Bucket's over there next to where the Spitfire's parked. I made this adapter. It's not the greatest. It's a little bit heavier than I would have liked to put on the front of the tractor, but it's pretty simple. You just take this bolt out, take this pin out, and it comes out of the pivot. Well, I built this whole thing here when I put the bucket on, so this pivot, you just drive this pin out of this pivot. Same on the other side over here. Then there's just a couple of bolts under here that keep this V-shape plate up underneath here tucked in tight. That keeps the plow from doing this number. Well, this is basically the framework that would have hooked underneath a pickup truck. I didn't change anything here other than welding these two plates onto the original locating bracket here, and then you just disconnect the two hydraulic lines. It's the original cylinders that do the tilting. I just tie into the bucket tip hydraulic. I added a little something to the blade this year. These springs, probably because of the angle that I have the blade mounted when it touches the ground, it digs right in and it'll roll it right over. These springs are either weak or the angle's not right or something. So I welded this hunk of chain on there so it can only tip so far, and it needs to be shortened by about 2 lengths, but then it'll work pretty good. It does have the shoes on it, but you get the crown of the driveway or whatever and it will catch. And I don't like it when it rolls over because then you got to stop to get it rolled back up. So anyway, I'll get this unbolted and we'll see see if we can't go get the bucket on. Alrighty, the plow's all disconnected. So let's fire it up. That's close enough. Oh. I gotta get the cylinders and everything like that and get her bolted on. Now, just a little final on this. Usually what I'll do is I'll take these, put them inside of a plastic baggie, seal them up with duct tape so no moisture can get in there and corrode the end of these so that they don't plug in next fall. And then take a little grease and put over these cylinder ends where it's shiny, because in other words that'll pit all up. It had quite a bit of pitting on it when I bought it, and I had to do some polishing work on that, get that cleaned up. Otherwise it'll tear the seals out of the end of the cylinder and then it'll start leaking right out of here. Well, tubers, just about with everything that I do, it's never easy. I forgot about a little problem that I had when I took the bucket off in the fall. I twisted this bolt off that holds this pin, and it was only a 1/4 20. When I designed these, I put 1/4 20s in them, and they don't hold up. They're not rugged enough. You get a little rusty in there, and they're soft. You try to take them out, and they'll just twist right off. Well, that presents a problem. So when I put the blade on in the fall, I bored these holes out. I bored the holes out in the blade frame and put 5/16 in there. And they seem to hold up a lot better. So I'm going to bore this out, bore the one on the other side out, retap that to 5/16, and then we should be set. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward putting this on. Just put the pin through here, hook the hydraulics up, and I got it right the first time. Lucky guess. And then you hook both cylinders on here at the back, both sides, and then you just run the hydraulics in and out until the pins line up. And when you bolt this one in, if that one doesn't line up over there, you can run the hydraulics and it won't move the bucket because that cylinder moves easier, and they're just wired or plumbed in parallel. So if this one don't move, that one will go out and in by itself. You just line up the pin, put her in, and you're good to go. So I'm going to get the drill and tap and get that taken care of. There, to quote Dave, done. Got both holes cleaned out, new bolts in there, everything's wire hooked up, and see if I can't move the snow. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to move. There. There. We're all done with the plow changeover. I got it back there out of the way. You can still get up through there beside that side of the barn. Plow's up on blocks. I got to go get my bag and cover up the fittings. I put a little grease on the cylinders and I'm done. Tomorrow, if the weather's halfway decent, I'm going to try to get the Spitfire started and out of there, out of its winter home. And it's dinner time, so I got to put the battery on the charger anyway. So we'll charge up the battery and see if we can't get that out tomorrow. So, thanks for watching and tune in tomorrow.